Today, we're diving into a medical mystery. It's a real case of mistaken identity, but this one unfolds under the lens of a microscope. We're talking about Entamoeba moshkovskii, a tiny organism that has spent decades hiding in plain sight, looking exactly like its much more dangerous cousin.
So just think about this for a second. What if a totally harmless organism had an identical twin? A twin that was a known, dangerous pathogen. How would you ever tell them apart? That's the exact problem we're going to unpack today.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at this case of mistaken identity. Then we'll track this tiny international traveler around the globe. We'll ask if it's actually a threat, see how science finally cracked the code to tell these twins apart, and finally, talk about how we manage this little imposter.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. Just who is this microscopic suspect at the center of all this confusion?
Okay, meet Entamoeba moshkovskii. It's a single-celled protozoa, and it's an endoparasite, which means it lives inside its host, specifically in the large intestine. But here's what's really wild about it. It's also amphizoic. That means it can lead a double life. It's perfectly happy living inside a person, but it can also survive just fine as a free-living organism out in the environment, say in a pond or a river.
And this is the heart of the entire problem. On the left, you see Entamoeba histolytica. That's the one we know causes a nasty disease called amoebiosis. On the right is our subject, Entamoeba moshkovskii. And as you can see, under a microscope, they are totally identical. You just can't tell them apart by looking. And that's a huge issue, because one is a known threat, and the other, well, its role has been a giant question mark for years.
So, let's play detective and track this thing's movements. How does an organism that's usually found in tropical areas suddenly pop up in a country with really high sanitation standards, like the Netherlands?
Well, in a place like the Netherlands, the water treatment and sanitation are so good that Entamoeba moshkovskii just can't get a foothold in the local environment. It's not endemic, meaning it's not circulating locally. So when a case does show up, you can be almost certain it's an imported infection. Someone brought it in from somewhere else.
And it gets there through some pretty specific pathways. You've got travelers and tourists coming back from tropical places where it is common. You have immigrants and refugees arriving from areas with poor sanitation. And there are also specific groups where the risk of fecal-oral transmission is just higher. Basically, this parasite travels with people.
Okay, so this leads us to the million-dollar question. Once Entamoeba moshkovskii arrives, is it a problem? Is it just a harmless passenger, what scientists call a commensal? Or is it actually a threat to our health?
This quote really says it all. For the longest time, the consensus was, it's harmless. But that view is really starting to be challenged. The science is no longer so clear-cut, and the jury is definitely still out on this one.
And here's why things are getting so interesting. We're now seeing more and more studies that actually link Entamoeba moshkovskii directly to gut problems. For instance, researchers in Bangladesh found it was really common in children who had diarrhea. That kind of evidence makes you think, hey, maybe this thing isn't so harmless after all.
So, if you're a doctor and you can't tell these two amoebas apart under a microscope, how on earth do you make the right diagnosis? Well, this is where modern science comes in with a game-changing breakthrough.
Yeah, let's just hammer this point home one more time. For decades, the only tool was the microscope. A lab tech could look at a sample, see the cysts of an Entamoeba, but they had no way of knowing for sure if it was the dangerous Entamoeba histolytica or its doppelganger, Entamoeba moshkovskii. This one fact has hidden the true number of infections for years.
But here's the brilliant solution. We just bypass what they look like and go straight for their DNA. First, using a technique called PCR, scientists can take a tiny piece of the organism's DNA and make millions of copies. Then they use DNA sequencing to read its unique genetic code. And that code works like a perfect barcode. They just compare it to a database, and boom, a precise, definitive identification. The imposter is finally unmasked.
All right, so now we can finally tell who's who. We've got a positive ID on Entamoeba moshkovskii. So, what do we do about it? How do doctors treat it, and how do we prevent it in the first place?
Well, it turns out there isn't one single way to handle it. In a place like the Netherlands, if a person isn't showing any symptoms, the doctor might just decide to watch and wait. But international guidelines from groups like the CDC and WHO are usually more proactive. They'll often recommend treatment even if you feel fine, just to stop you from spreading it. Now, if you do have symptoms, everyone agrees. You treat it aggressively, just as if it were its dangerous twin, Entamoeba histolytica.
Now, the good news is, Prevention is pretty straightforward. It all boils down to classic public health 101. We need to interrupt the fecal-oral transmission cycle. That means good old-fashioned hand washing, making sure our drinking water and food are prepared safely, and protecting our water sources from any contamination.
Now that we have these amazing tools to identify Entamoeba moshkovskii correctly, it's opening up a whole new world of research. Our understanding is growing literally every year, so let's check out some of the latest genetic discoveries that are changing the game.
It's honestly fascinating what we're learning just from its DNA. For instance, recent studies use sequencing to confirm it's in new places like northern India. By analyzing its genetics, scientists have found 3 major family groups, one from humans, one from animals, and one from the environment, which suggests it's jumping between all 3. They've even found specific gene mutations that can act like little trackers to follow different strains as they move around the world. And for those of you who really want to nerd out and go deeper into the data and the studies we've talked about, all of this information was compiled using a Gemini deep search. We've put a complete list of all our sources in the linked Notebook LM document for you.
So let's wrap this up with a final thought to chew on. The story of Entamoeba moshkovskii is a perfect example of how one new technology can completely rewrite our understanding of a disease. It really makes you wonder, as our tools get even better and more precise, what other microbes out there, the ones we currently think are totally harmless, are we going to discover are actually playing a secret, crucial role in our health?
Thanks so much for watching. If you found this whole story about the microscopic imposter as interesting as I did, do us a favor and subscribe to the channel. And please, let us know what you think in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.